You've likely crossed paths with him before, the quiet figure in the corner who seems detached, maybe even a little lost in the noise around him. He doesn't raise his voice. He doesn't fight for attention. At first glance, he appears to be drifting along, barely engaged with what's happening. But here's the reality most people miss: he's not clueless. Every word spoken, every gesture made, every assumption formed about him, he's taking it all in. While others scramble to prove themselves, he's quietly observing, analyzing, and positioning himself with a precision that leaves people wondering how he always ends up one step ahead. The Sigma male's brilliance isn't loud, it's hidden in his silence, his patience, and his ability to seem harmless while collecting information that others overlook. He doesn't need to dominate the room or demand respect. He earns it without people even realizing it's happening. And that's his greatest edge: people underestimate him. He wants them to. In a world obsessed with competing, performing, and being noticed, he moves like a shadow, watching, learning, and waiting for the perfect moment to strike. This is a deeper look into the Sigma male mindset, why he acts clueless, the strategies behind his quiet approach, and how he subtly outsmarts everyone without ever drawing attention. By the end of this, you'll understand why appearances deceive, and why quiet observation, patience, and understated intelligence can hold more power than anything loud or obvious. Let's begin. Number 1. The power of playing dumb. Sigma males understand that pretending not to know everything often reveals more about others than direct questions ever could. They have a unique ability to appear unaware in situations where most people would expect them to display knowledge. But this isn't laziness or ignorance, it's strategy. By acting as if they don't know, they create space for others to expose themselves. People tend to underestimate someone who seems unsure. They start talking more, revealing details they might have withheld if they sensed a sharp, calculating mind was fully present. On the surface, it looks simple. Imagine a workplace discussion. The Sigma male sits quietly, nods occasionally, and asks an innocent-sounding question. Meanwhile, colleagues spill their true thoughts, insecurities, and hidden motives, without even realizing it. They expose not just information, but patterns, intentions, and weaknesses. It's like watching a game of chess without moving your pieces. Every word, every reaction, becomes a clue. Sigma males don't just gather information, they study behavior in real time. They notice the pauses before answers, the tone shifts, the contradictions in someone's words. By pretending not to know, they lower defenses, and suddenly, people speak freely as if the Sigma male isn't even there. This tactic works everywhere, not just at work, but in friendships, family interactions, and casual conversations. When others assume he's uninformed, they give away truths that help him make sharper decisions, navigate relationships wisely, and avoid needless conflict. It's a quiet, almost invisible form of intelligence. People think they're in control because he seems naive or distracted, but in reality, he's fully aware and absorbing everything. The brilliance lies in the fact that no one suspects the Sigma male is orchestrating the room's entire energy. Pretending not to know isn't a flaw, it's a calculated move that turns other people's assumptions into his greatest weapon. He doesn't need to confront, demand answers, or dominate the conversation. By holding back, he lets others reveal far more than they intended. And in that revealed space, he quietly becomes the one with the upper hand. Number 2. Why silence speaks louder than words. They use silence as a weapon. When people believe a Sigma male isn't paying attention, they drop their guard. Silence is one of the most underestimated tools in his arsenal. Most people feel compelled to fill the gaps in conversation, mistaking quietness for disinterest, ignorance, or lack of awareness. A Sigma male knows exactly how to flip that assumption in his favor. When he chooses silence, he creates invisible pressure. Others, uncomfortable with the quiet, start talking more than they normally would. They overexplain, justify, and reveal things they would never share if they thought someone was fully engaged. Picture a meeting. The Sigma male sits calmly while colleagues argue and debate. Instead of interrupting, he observes. His silence makes others uneasy, so they keep talking, exposing frustrations, reasoning, and hidden agendas. By the time he finally speaks, he doesn't just contribute, he strikes with precision, addressing points others left exposed in their eagerness to fill the quiet. This tactic works in every environment. Socially, acquaintances reveal biases, insecurities, and motives under the weight of his silence. People misread quietness as disinterest, but that illusion is exactly what he wants. By listening without reacting, he turns everyday interactions into intelligence-gathering sessions. Every hesitation, slip of the tongue, or exaggerated explanation becomes a puzzle piece he carefully assembles. The beauty is that it's invisible. Nobody notices that he's observing, calculating, and understanding far more than anyone else. Silence gives him control without confrontation. It allows him to test character, detect deception, and prepare for his next move, all without exposing his own hand. People reveal themselves not by the questions they're asked, but by how they react to silence. Sigma males weaponize quietness, absorbing, analyzing, and outsmarting while others think he's disengaged. The more they talk, the more he understands. And the quieter he stays, the more powerful his presence becomes, granting him an invisible upper hand in every interaction. Number 3, the power of seeming harmless. Sigma males understand that appearing harmless keeps them underestimated, giving them more space to move without interference. They possess a rare ability to seem non-threatening. On the surface, they may come across as quiet, unassuming, even ordinary, but that is intentional. By projecting harmlessness, they lower the expectations of those around them. People rarely prepare for danger if they don't believe it exists. This isn't about pretending to be weak, it's about creating an environment where others feel safe enough to reveal themselves. When people drop their guard, they expose their habits, intentions, and vulnerabilities. For example, a coworker may dismiss a Sigma male as disengaged or slow. Meanwhile, the Sigma is silently observing, mapping patterns, and identifying who can be trusted or leveraged. While others rush to prove themselves, he studies the field. The harmless facade acts like a cloak, shielding his true depth and allowing him to move without attracting unnecessary attention. The brilliance of this strategy lies in how it alters human interaction. People assume someone harmless won't challenge them, so they overshare, make bold moves, or underestimate his influence. In doing so, they hand him control without even realizing it. He doesn't need to compete for authority or recognition. The perception of harmlessness creates the perfect cover for him to act with surgical precision. In friendships, relationships, and workplaces, people often show their true priorities around someone they don't see as a threat. By appearing average, the Sigma quietly watches as others unknowingly set the stage for his advantage. Like water flowing into cracks others overlook, he finds space to maneuver where no one else is looking. His harmless image is not a weakness, it's a weapon. Being underestimated is a deliberate choice, one of the most powerful strategies he uses to outsmart those around him without ever exposing the full extent of his capabilities. Number 4, when he speaks, the room listens. Sigma males recognize that knowledge is most powerful when revealed at the right moment. They understand a truth most people never realize: showing all your cards too soon robs them of their impact. Information, when kept back, builds power through timing and precision. Think of it as holding the winning card but waiting for the exact moment to lay it down. The Sigma male practices restraint, knowing that patience makes his insight hit harder when finally revealed. In daily life, this shows up in subtle ways. Imagine a workplace discussion about a complex issue. The Sigma could immediately show off his knowledge, but instead, he listens, asks a simple question, and stays silent. Others might assume he doesn't know much, revealing their own thoughts and intentions in the process. Later, when he finally speaks, his insight cuts through the noise with undeniable weight. His words command attention because they arrive unexpectedly, with precision. This principle extends to relationships and negotiations. By keeping the depth of his knowledge hidden, he avoids unnecessary conflict while still shaping outcomes in his favor. People often misjudge him, thinking they've figured him out, only to realize too late that he was several steps ahead. Hiding knowledge also acts as protection. Revealing too much invites envy, resistance, or sabotage. By keeping part of his understanding concealed, the Sigma male maintains control while others falsely believe they hold the upper hand. In truth, his restraint is his strength. Knowledge isn't meant to be flaunted like a trophy, it is a tool, a shield, and a weapon. Its real power lies in patience and timing. When he finally acts, it feels effortless, inevitable, and entirely in his favor, because he has been quietly preparing for that moment all along. Number 5, they let others overexplain. Sigma males have a rare skill, turning everyday conversations into opportunities for intelligence gathering. Instead of cutting people off or dominating discussions, they let others speak freely. Most people dislike silence or uncertainty, so when they sense someone isn't fully engaging, they rush to fill the void. They justify, exaggerate, or over-explain, unknowingly exposing details they never intended to share. The Sigma male isn't just listening, he's decoding. He connects motives, inconsistencies, and hidden truths that slip past everyone else. Imagine a friend venting about a recent decision. While others might respond with advice or judgment, the Sigma male simply nods, asks small, innocent questions, and lets the person keep talking. With every detail, the friend reveals not just what happened, but why it happened, how they feel, and what they truly desire. Patterns emerge, vulnerabilities show, and hidden intentions surface. This skill extends into professional life, too. Colleagues or competitors who overexplain often give away strategies, insecurities, or weaknesses. The Sigma male doesn't interrogate or confront, he lets their words reveal everything. He absorbs the information quietly, later using it to make calculated decisions, resolve conflicts, or gain leverage. The power lies in patience and restraint. By not reacting right away, he allows the other person's ego and need to be understood to do the heavy lifting. Outsiders may think his silence shows passivity or cluelessness, but in reality, it's a deliberate tactic. For the Sigma male, letting others overexplain is like watching a performance while secretly taking notes. He gains insight without raising suspicion, quietly steering the narrative and preparing to act with precision. This isn't manipulation, it's strategy, observation, and a deep grasp of human psychology. Number 6, they use arrogance as a window into others. Another hidden tactic of Sigma males is allowing people to assume they're clueless. When others think the Sigma male doesn't fully understand, their arrogance rises to the surface. They start boasting, overestimating themselves, or making careless assumptions. In doing so, they expose their confidence, biases, and hidden insecurities. For the Sigma male, this arrogance is pure gold. In the workplace, a colleague who thinks he's inexperienced might brag about strategies, reveal office politics, or openly criticize others. Instead of correcting them, the Sigma male stays quiet, noting their weaknesses and power plays. What they view as harmless conversation becomes invaluable intelligence. The same thing happens socially. When people think he's naive, they exaggerate their knowledge, express unfiltered opinions, or showcase superiority complexes. They reveal their fears of being outsmarted, their need for validation, and the insecurities they usually hide. The Sigma male carefully studies these behaviors, building a psychological blueprint of how they operate. The brilliance of this tactic is its simplicity. He doesn't force anyone's hand, people willingly reveal themselves. By the time they realize he wasn't clueless at all, he has already mapped their tendencies, predicted their future moves, and positioned himself several steps ahead. Ultimately, the Sigma male transforms arrogance into insight. He doesn't need to prove his intelligence or challenge assumptions, he lets others expose themselves. Their words, their pride, and their projections hand him the advantage, while he remains the quiet observer, holding the upper hand without anyone noticing. Number 7, when waiting wins the war. Sigma males understand that patience cuts deeper than confrontation. They know that waiting silently often exposes the truth without effort. Instead of rushing to react or forcing outcomes, they recognize that patience is not weakness, it's strategy. For a Sigma, silence is not passive, it's active observation. By stepping back and allowing situations to unfold naturally, he uncovers insights that aggressive confrontation could never reveal. People eventually expose their true priorities, fears, and motives through their own words and actions. All the Sigma male has to do is wait. In daily life, this might look like pausing before responding to a heated argument. While others rush to defend their ego, blurting out thoughts they'll later regret, the Sigma male listens, absorbs, and observes. The bigger picture becomes clear to him long before it does to anyone else. And when he finally responds, his words carry precision, timing, and undeniable weight. Patience also prevents unnecessary conflict. By resisting the urge to react emotionally, he never reveals his own vulnerabilities. Instead, others grow restless, impatient, and careless, exposing themselves further. Every second of silence becomes a tool that sharpens his advantage. For the Sigma male, patience is not just a virtue. It's a weapon. It allows him to see clearly while others act blindly, giving him an invisible upper hand. His endurance turns time itself into an ally, ensuring that when he does move, his actions carry maximum impact with minimal effort. Number 8, the trap of underestimation. Sigma males deliberately allow others to misjudge them, because misjudgment creates blind spots they can later exploit. They know that perception is one of the most powerful weapons in existence. When people think they understand someone, they grow overconfident, acting as if they already have the upper hand. This overconfidence blinds them, and the Sigma uses it to his advantage. This misjudgment doesn't happen by accident. It's carefully cultivated through subtle behavior, patience, and restraint. For example, a coworker might assume the Sigma male lacks ambition simply because he doesn't brag about his accomplishments. That same coworker might overshare, underestimate his influence, or make reckless moves, never realizing the Sigma is quietly gathering information and positioning himself strategically. The same applies in social circles. Friends or acquaintances who underestimate him reveal their biases, insecurities, and secrets without even realizing it. The Sigma doesn't correct their false assumptions, he lets them linger. Their arrogance becomes predictable, their mistakes inevitable. The genius of this approach lies in its subtlety. By appearing less aware, less ambitious, or less formidable than he truly is, the Sigma male ensures that others' confidence blinds them. They project assumptions onto him, and in doing so, they reveal their intentions. Every misjudgment creates a hidden doorway, allowing the Sigma to act with minimal resistance and maximum effect. In the end, underestimation is not a weakness, it's a gift. Sigma males know that being misjudged provides them with freedom to observe, plan, and strike with precision. By the time others realize they've underestimated him, it's already too late. What looked like simplicity or innocence was, in fact, a calculated mask, one that ensured he outsmarted them without ever breaking a sweat. Number 9. The power of silent observation. Sigma males know that not every battle needs to be fought in the open, sometimes quiet observation wins the war. They have an instinct for choosing when to act and when to simply watch. Not every situation demands confrontation or immediate involvement, and they understand that stepping back often reveals far more than charging in. People show their true nature when they believe no one is watching closely. The Sigma male sees this clearly. He lets others burn themselves out in pointless debates, arguments, or ego battles, while he quietly gathers the full picture. In the workplace, this might look like staying silent during a heated disagreement. Colleagues argue passionately, exposing priorities, weaknesses, and egos. By the end, they're exhausted, while the Sigma male holds every piece of valuable information, without lifting a finger. The power of observation lies in its subtlety. While others compete for attention and validation, the Sigma remains calm, watching from the shadows. People assume he is disengaged, when in reality, he's cataloging every move, every inconsistency, and every hidden motive. When he finally acts, it's decisive, deliberate, and overwhelmingly effective. Control, he knows, isn't about being the loudest in the room. It's about timing, patience, and seeing the full board while others see only scattered pieces. Number 10. Silence that starves the ego. Sigma males practice the art of selective ignorance, because not every reaction is worth their energy. Most people feel the need to respond to every insult, every challenge, or every comment. The Sigma male doesn't. He ignores the trivial so he can focus on what matters. This isn't indifference, it's strategy. By refusing to engage with gossip, petty provocations, or ego-driven arguments, he conserves energy and keeps control. While others get pulled into emotional traps, he stays detached, forcing them to reveal more than they intended. In relationships, selective ignorance is even more powerful. Someone may try to bait him into conflict, but he won't take the hook. Instead, he observes calmly, letting the other person expose their motives, frustrations, or insecurities. Every provocation becomes a window into truth. People often mistake his restraint for weakness, not realizing its deliberate power. By choosing what to respond to, he dictates the pace of interactions and never dances to someone else's tune. Selective ignorance gives him clarity, leverage, and the ability to act with precision when it matters most. Final words. You've probably seen him before, the quiet one in the corner, the man who seems detached, maybe even clueless. But he's not. He's noticing everything, every word, every move, every assumption. While the world is busy competing for attention, he studies, analyzes, and positions himself silently. His power lies not in noise, but in silence. Not in domination, but in patience. He doesn't need to prove himself, he lets others underestimate him, because that's his greatest advantage. In a world obsessed with showing off, the Sigma male moves like a shadow, watching, learning, and waiting for the perfect moment to strike. And when he does, it's always with precision, timing, and undeniable effect. Thank you for watching, and God bless you.